In this video, we are going to solve two quadratic equations by factoring. The first one here is given s squared minus 7s minus 8 equals 0. So everything is on the left hand side and the right hand side is 0. So all we have to do now is we just have to factor the left hand side. So this is a trinomial with the leading coefficient of 1 for the square term. So we can do the factoring. We have s here, so that we multiply them, we get back the s squared. Now, how do I get the two numbers here and here? I need to find two numbers. When I multiply together, I get minus 8. When I add them together, I get minus 7. Or you can just draw a simple cross side here. Then I place minus 8 and minus 7. So minus 8 is a constant. Minus 7 is the middle terms, middle coefficient. So I'm looking for the two numbers over here and over here. When I multiply them, I get minus 8. When I add them, I get minus 7. So what could be those two numbers? So that could be minus 8 and plus 1. Because minus 8 times 1 give me minus 8. Minus 8 plus 1 give me minus 7. So I have plus 1 and minus 8 are the two numbers that I got over here. And now we have two factors multiplied together equal to 0. Then we can apply the zero factor properties. When a times b equals 0, then it's either a equals 0 or b equals 0. That is the zero factor properties. Then I have to set s plus 1 equal to 0 or s minus 8 equal to 0. And then now I can solve for s. To solve for s, I minus 1 on both sides. Then I get s equal minus 1. And the other one to solve for s, I add 8 on both sides. Then I get s equal 8. So we have two solutions, s equal minus 1 and s equal 8, are the solution to this original quadratic equation. And we can check the answers to make sure that these two solutions are the correct one, if we don't make any mistake along the way here. Okay, so that is simple. Now let's consider this problem. Now this problem, you was given the fact that the equation has the 0 on one side, but this one does not. So the first thing is you need to isolate everything of the right hand side to the left hand side so that you make the right hand side to be 0. So I go ahead and I subtract minus 10v and minus 8 on both sides. So this is gone, this is gone. My right hand side, now I have 0. And then I have what? 3v squared minus 10v minus 8. Then I can start solving for this by factoring. The thing here is I still have the trinomial, but then my leading coefficient is not 1. In this case, this is 1. If I have the 1 for the leading coefficient, then I can factor this way very easy. But now it's no longer 1, it's number 3. Then we have to do some extra step. It's not simple at this one here. So let's do some extra step. I still draw the cross side here. Okay. So normally the top number is the constant, number 8 right here, minus 8. But now it's not minus 8. It is the product of minus 8 and 3. So make sure that we take minus 8, multiply with 3 to get me minus 24. And then the bottom number is still the middle value, which is minus 7, the middle term, the middle coefficient. Now, I'm looking for, again, the two numbers. When I multiply together, I get minus 24. But when I add them together, I get minus 10. So what could be those two numbers? What could be those two numbers? When I multiply together, I get minus 24. When I add them together, I get minus 10. So we can try a few. How about minus 6 and minus 4. Minus 6 times minus 4 is plus 24, not minus 24. Okay. Minus 6 add minus 4 is minus 10, but we don't get minus 24 here. So we need to do something else. How about 12 and 2? Minus 12 and 2. Minus 12 and 2. Let's try that. Minus 12 times 2 is minus 24. Minus 12 add 2 give me minus 10. So yes, minus 12 and 2 are the correct one. Okay, then now the next step is I rewrite this expression, this equation. So 3v squared. Now the minus 10v is now written as the summation of these two numbers. So instead of writing minus 10v, I write minus 12v plus 2v. So together, you still get back minus 10v, but I'm not going to write minus 10v as the original expression. I'm rewriting that as the summation of these two new numbers for the middle coefficient, and I still keep minus 8. And the next step is we use the factoring, the grouping techniques. So we factor this by grouping. So we group the first two terms and then the next two terms. Well, between the first two terms, I can pull out 3v as a common factor. If I pull out 3v, I have 1v left, and I have 4, because minus 4 times 3v is minus 12v. And then between the last two terms, I can pull out 2, right? 2. Then the first term I have v left, minus 8 divided by 2 is minus 4. Now, anytime you are doing the grouping methods, we have to do it twice. So we do it another grouping because there is a common factor v minus 4 between the two terms. So I pull that v minus 4 outside again. Then my first term here, when I pull out v minus 4, I have 3v left. And then this one, when I pull it outside, I only have 2 left, equals 0. Now we are ready back to the problem of a times b equals 0. In this case, your a is what? Your a is this big one here, v minus 4, and then this is your b. So now we can use what we call earlier the zero factor properties. When two terms multiply together equal to 0, then it's pretty straightforward. We set the first term to be 0 or the second term to be 0, and then we can add 4 on both sides, right? We can add 4 here, add 4 here, so that we can solve for v equals 4. And then this one, we have to minus 2 to the right hand side first, so that 3v equals minus 2, and then to divide by 3, so that we can isolate the v. On the left hand side, v equals minus 2 over 3, and this v equals 4 and v equals minus 2 over 3 are the solution to this quadratic equations. And then you check back the answer, 4 and minus 2 over 3 to the original equation. You should get the left hand side and the right hand side to be equal. So the second problem is a little bit complicated because you have to rewrite the middle term in terms of the two new numbers here, and then do the grouping factoring techniques and so on.